Hello and welcome to another F22 Total Air War Let's Play video. Today we're going to continue the Red Sea tour, and the next mission is the strike mission against a dam control center. This time we're flying the Egyptian F22, and here's the map of the waypoints. The strike waypoint is at waypoint 5, and this is the building, the tall building in the middle of this screen. Let's not waste any time and get ready and go. Here's our plane, and we're on the runway now, and we'll put our engines on and go full power. We've got 3 other wingmen with us today. The time is about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are fully loaded out with some MK-83 iron bombs. Here we are, airborne. And we leave the runway behind us. And our wingmen are well ahead of us. I'll have to call them back. Press Shift and G to get the mini displays up, and we check the tactical display. We are part of a major strike group. The blue triangles are our wingmen. The white triangles are the other F22 strike group, and there are 2 sets of EF2000 fighters. We've got the ones at the front, the Wild Weasel, and the next one back is the Escort. So let's have a look at one. The Eurofighter. I think this is the Escort plane. So there's 4 of them. There's 4 of each type of plane. 4 Wild Weasels, 4 Escorts, and 4 F22 strike aircraft, and our flight group another 4 F22s. If we look to our left, there's an F16U. I think this is a concept plane, a concept F16, which uses a delta wing design, which doesn't have a tail wing. I don't think this ever got into production. There it goes. It's on our side, so we'll leave it be. So we just need to make our way to the target area. If we look at our bomb bay, we're full of air-to-air missiles, but our air-to-ground bombs are under our wings. I'm just going to tell our wingmen to go into a card formation. This formation is basically like a square, with each wingman at each point of this square, and this gives us good coverage. We press Shift and T, we can speed up time. There's not a lot going on here. We'll be notified if something happens. Now we can see a red triangle in the tactical display between waypoint 3 and 5. That's where the building is that we need to destroy. And we've got like a camouflaged paintwork on this F22. Okay, we've been notified of some bogies straight ahead of us. You can see the red triangles, and they are MiG-31s. I've not seen these planes before. I've done some research, and these are interceptor aircraft that date back from the Cold War. And these are super fast planes that are designed to intercept strike bombers. So I think there's 2 in this group and another 2 just behind it. And it's been hit. Our escort ADF 2000s are attacking them. I don't think they're going to put up much of a fight. These are older generation planes compared to the Eurofighter. If we jump around in the smart view, there's some other planes on the ground. And the escort planes have done their work well. We need to focus on doing our job. We're heavily laden with bombs and we're not really suited to dogfighting. And there's an exploded plane in the air there. All the debris floating around. We check our tactical display. There's one more MiG-31 in the air. And this one's already going down into the sea. Okay, we're coming up to the target area. There's some surface-to-air missile launch sites just ahead of us, so we need to let the Wild Weasel planes destroy them, or at least take out as many as they can. So here's the EF-2000 flying over the dam, heading over to the target area. I presume it's got alarm missiles, which will look for any surface-to-air missile launch sites. We just follow one of these Eurofighters, and it's launched a missile. Don't know what it is. It could be a Maverick or an alarm missile. Okay, well, I've heard some traffic on in the airwaves. There's some Su-27s in the area. I can see them on our attack display. They're just behind us to the right of us, and there's 4 of them. And we're exposed on our rear flank. Now the escort planes have got a choice of whether to continue forging ahead or turn around and provide us cover. We need to remain low and stealthy until we are threatened. I don't think we are just yet. We are in the radar envelope of these planes, but they haven't locked onto us because of our stealth construction. I'm going to make sure we don't give ourselves away by setting our MCON settings to manual 2. And we're going to go into a strike formation because we need to get ready and bomb these targets. These Su-27s are about 40 miles away and they're closing in fast. You can see there we're in the radar envelope of these planes and some surface-to-air missile launch sites. There's no warning sound, so we're still quite safe. Now we have a look at one of these surface-to-air missile launch sites. There's one just here. It's facing the other way. Okay, we're over our IP waypoint and we're going to be running in. Disengage the autopilot. We've got our MK-83 bombs selected, and you can see in the HUD display there's the bomb release marker just at the bottom of the HUD display. And we've still got the Su-27s bearing down on us. We can't abort now. We just need to hold out a little bit longer. I can see our wingman going ahead and dropping his bombs. And he's destroyed the building to the left of our target building. There's our target building, and bombs away. I'm going to pull up. And I get explosions. If I check our 6, we should be able to see a smoking building, and it's been destroyed. Excellent work. I'm going to use afterburners and just get our speed up and just get out of here as fast as we can.
Autopilot engaged.
There's a wingman just ahead of us.
I'm hit.
And wingman 3's been hit. He was just behind us. I think he's been attacked by some flak cannons or anti-aircraft guns. If we look where he is, and he's still being shot at. There's not much I could do for him. I think he's going down into the ground. Oh dear. I think there's only one wingman left. There's us and wingman 2. And the sun is rising. And I'm just going to tell my wingman to stay close and get back into a card formation. And basically all our group is now heading out of the area. There's one enemy plane, but it's just a transport Antonov plane. It's a slow moving plane, so it's not going to threaten us. We're not going to turn back and take them out. It's just too risky. I'm going to set our MCON settings to manual 1. We don't want to draw any unnecessary attention. And as a change, we're going to tell our wingman to go into a Vic formation, which is like a V. If there was 4 of us, it would be shaped like a V, but as there's just another plane, it would just be over our shoulder. There he is. I think most of us have left the area intact. We have suffered some casualties, which is unfortunate. But as this is a simulation, it's more like real life than a video game. And one of the wild weasels has had a missile allocated to them, so it looks like a surface-to-air missile has been launched at him. If we look at the wild weasel Eurofighter here. We've got notification of some Su-27s in the area, and the Eurofighter's launched a air-to-ground missile. And there's an explosion in the distance, so he's destroyed a surface-to-air missile launch site. And we can see where this Su-27 was. Well, it's just disappeared. And there's another one to the left of us, so we're in MCON manual setting 1. So we should be able to just sneak out of here and not have to engage. And here they are. There's a pair of them here. Now I've had to learn not to engage every single plane that I see, and that's increased my rate of survivability, and it's allowed me to complete these missions. I'm going to jettison all air to ground stores, so if we do need to fight these planes we will be in a much better position to do so. So there's the last MK-83 bomb that we didn't use. I don't know if the detonator's been disabled, so it won't explode when it hits the ground. Just hope no one's out in this desert standing there. And these planes... Ah, it's a MiG-21 just behind us. Let's have a look at it. There's 4 of them. And these are old Cold War planes. But they do carry deadly missiles, so we don't have to engage if we don't want to. That's the advantage with the F22. You can decide what fights you want to get involved in. So I'm not going to engage unless we have to. And I don't think they've even seen us, so they're just flying in an off-tangent angle to us. If we jump back into the Sukhoi Su-27s, and I don't think they've seen us either. So we can all carry on our merry way. We have got 6 AIM-120C medium-range missiles in our bomb bays, so we can fight back if we need to. It's coming up to 8:30 in the morning, so we've done this whole mission in about half an hour. So that's not too bad. And we're cruising along at 563 knots at about 7,000 feet. And we're coming back to these tabletop like mountains, which make good places to hide and sneak around in. And we're now at 10,000 feet and we're just travelling just above the speed of sound. The higher you go, the faster you go, because the air is much thinner and the plane's engines don't have to work against so much friction of the air. And now we're coming up to our landing waypoint, which is some 44 miles away. And I can just see in our navigational HUD display we've got plenty of fuel. We've got about 3/4 full of internal tanks. And I'm going to ask the tower permission to land. And we've got permission to land. I'm going to try and use the autopilot to land the plane for us, which is something we haven't done before. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll just check if there's any threats first. We don't want to just sit back and then find out there's an enemy plane just ahead of us. So, and our flight group ahead of us, they're already landing. Right, if you go to this screen, the autopilot screen, and click on landing and then flick on the autopilot, it will land the plane for you apparently. This is the first time I've done it. And I'll be amazed if it can do it. As long as you've got permission to land, then the autopilot should kick in. I'm going to speed up time, and you can see some of the other planes, the F22s, the other strike group landing. We jump into one of the planes so we can see that. And behind it, I think it's the Eurofighters, the Wild Weasels. Let's have a look at one. And one's been hit, so it's had to limp home. I can see that its engine's on fire. And because these planes are landing, we have to go around. And the autopilot will do this automatically for us, so it will do a circuit. So I've not had to disengage the autopilot at all. We jump back into the crippled Eurofighter. We can see it land. Perfect. Computer opponents don't make a mistake. Okay, we're just over this airfield now, so I guess it's going to do a circuit and have another attempt. Now you might think the autopilot's pretty good for landing a damaged plane, but that's only if the autopilot isn't damaged. There's one time where I was hit by a missile and it damaged the autopilot, and I wanted the autopilot to fly home for me because it kept banking to the left. But I kept pressing A, but then I found out with the damage report the autopilot was damaged. I couldn't use the autopilot. So as long as your autopilot's fully functioning, then you can use it. But otherwise you've got to do everything manually if it's damaged. And we've got to go around again. So I'm just going to use Shift and T to speed up all this. I'm mindful of the time here. I need to keep this video to under half an hour. There we are, just going around again. Hopefully the runway will be clear for us. And we're clear to land. Just check where we are. And all these other planes have landed. And there's some waiting to take off or just parked up. There's a refueler. We don't need it today. And the autopilot will do all the radio communications for you, and also put the gear down for you as well. And there we are, a perfect landing by the computer. And you can see how drone planes, I think Predator drones, they can do all this automatically in real life. So the day where the real human pilot flies a plane is a realistic possibility on a mass scale sometime in my lifetime. And also taxis for you. So this is all done by the computer. Mission goals have been completed. So I'll just wait for us to park up. I don't know where the computer's going to park us, but I think it's going to stop here. And once we stop, we'll turn the autopilot off and turn the engines off. I don't know how it's doing this turn on the sixpence. So there we are. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.